What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comically Boston. Today is episode 79. It is July 10th, 2023. And today we will be doing a lot of talking about movies, a lot of talking about Marvel, and over the weekend, I went and saw Asteroid City, and I'll be doing a full movie review on those films soon. I've watched a couple of Wes Anderson films, and those will be coming to the channel ASAPido. But Asteroid City, regardless of a great cast or not, might be my first, not great movie review on this channel. You have to stay tuned for it. You'll have to see what I fully thought, or you can check my Letterboxd link down in the description below and go see what my thoughts were about it over there and what I ranked it out of 5. But first, we have some huge Marvel news that has been blowing up the internet the last couple days. Some leaked photos of the Deadpool suit from Deadpool 3, and just this morning I woke up to leaked photos of Deadpool and Wolverine in their full suits. So we'll get to that in 1 second, but these were the images that were released first. You see Ryan Reynolds getting out of this vehicle, and then in the vehicle in the background, I think that's probably a stunt double, probably the one that we see in the next photo, because you can see here, yes, it's Ryan Reynolds, but he doesn't have the leg strappings or the belt on like in the second shot, so maybe he would just shot some stuff sitting in, and now the stunt double in the full, with the gun slapped on his thighs, and then he has a knife on his ankle. But the face of this suit, and I do believe this is a stunt double, and obviously not the entire way that the suit's going to look, but it does seem to be a slightly different suit. It doesn't have the bullet holes in the chest. It does seem to be a slightly different shade of red. He seems to have a little bit different straps, a little bit yellow accents, kind of more like probably the comic books were. But, this first Deadpool suit we saw on the left was, as comic book accurate as you possibly could want it. It was perfect in my mind. And honestly, I don't mind what they're doing here in this new suit, but the face, I think, is in the first suit is CGI, like the eyeballs mostly. Like the head shape is what they really need in camera, but I think they fix the eye and the facial expressions through the mask with CGI, and hopefully they still do that, because as of right now, the eyes and the face in that Deadpool suit on the right just doesn't hit quite well for me. But we finally are getting a payoff to this post-credit scene from, I believe, The Wolverine, where Hugh Jackman himself was extra chiseled. I actually really like that movie. That movie's way better than people give it chances to. But Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in the full Deadpool suit up right here. Not the best picture in the world, but you can definitely see Mr. Hugh Jackman in his all yellow and blue comic book accurate suit, and it gives me these vibes from the animated X-Men series. The only thing I wish that Hugh Jackman's suit had is the ripped out arms. He has the gloves, but then he's got these big muscular hairy arms in the animated show. So I understand they didn't want to go that route with the suit, and they made him have the full long sleeves. But if they could make it any better for me, it would be have the cowl, the full mask, the full cowl with the pointy ears, and have the muscles ripping out with his hairy ass arms. But beggars cannot be choosers. But I am so hyped for this movie. I wish we didn't see that right there. So the first time we see Hugh Jackman in his Wolverine suit, it is what it is. But yeah, that's just not the world we live in anymore. We live in a world where we know exactly what the movie is going to be, and is that all the spoilers before the movie, and then we have to go watch the movie and enjoy them anyways. Like No Way Home is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies in recent memory, and would it have been that much better if we had no clue at all that Toby or Andrew would have been in that movie? I don't know. I mean, I feel like we were all expecting it anyways. I don't think we needed to have leaks and things come out to be like, is it really happening? Like, I think we knew it was happening, but I feel like we just shouldn't know things about movies. We should have no idea what a movie is until its trailer comes out. And then the trailer teases the movie for sure. Yeah, it needs to spark some people's interest in going to see the movie. But there's people like me that are going to go see it regardless of a trailer. Like, I don't know. But a part of me doesn't want to see Hugh Jackman beforehand. You know, like, I would have rather waited till May of next year to see this. But he looks good, and, you know, I love that where they're going with this movie. I think what they're really doing with that Deadpool movie is Deadpool kills the Fox universe, because we have reports of, like, of Elektra and Ben Affleck's Daredevil coming back. So, you know, there's plenty of stuff that's, like, crazy coming out about this movie. A Gambit, Channing Tatum, you know, he didn't even get a chance to play Gambit in the original shit, but they're like, bring him in anyways. All the fan service you could possibly think of is going to be happening in this film. And, you know, people are saying that it's what the Multiverse of Madness should have been. I don't know, man. Like, all of us had high hopes for Multiverse of Madness, and then they didn't spoil that movie and what it was going to be about. And then we showed up, and what we got... Actually, they did kind of spoil the one big reveal in that movie, that Charles Xavier is a part of the Illuminati. Like, that shouldn't have been in the trailers either. But I understand they were trying to get as many people to the movies as possible. And, you know, it's a business. But, you know, I was watching some Wes Anderson films lately, and I got to see Asteroid City. And, you know, it's still a good movie. The cast is unreal. Like, how Wes Anderson gets the casts he does. Like, these are all his films here. Asteroid City. I still need to watch The French Dispatch. I heard that was pretty good. I watched Isle of Dogs. Highly recommend. Kind of like an artsy stop motion animation type of movie. It's pretty freaking good. I watched The Grand Budapest Hotel. I really like that movie. Ralph Fiennes and Tony Revolori is great in that movie, and just every shot in that movie looks like its own, like, colorful Barbie playhouse. It's crazy. Moonrise Kingdom, I heard, was good, won awards. The Darjeeling Limit, never heard of that. Fantastic Mr. Fox, that I heard was pretty freaking good, kind of like Isle of Dogs. Life Aquatica, I heard was good. I haven't seen that. The Royal Tenenbaums, I think anyone that's ever watched movies has heard that name. Haven't seen that movie, definitely from years ago, so definitely trying to check some of those out. But the three that I did check out will be having movie reviews on the channel soon, so stay tuned for those. And I am embarking on a entire Marvel rewatch, and not from the Marvel timeline that's on Disney+. I am going and starting at the beginning. And the beginning really is apparently 1940s, 1950s Captain America. And then there's like a couple movies in between. There's a 1980s Howard the Duck. Yeah, those ones I'm not starting with. You know, I'm sorry for the people that want to watch those movies. Just kind of impossible to find nowadays unless you own it in a DVD player and you own the movie. So almost everything's on streaming nowadays, and I was going to start this rewatch last night with 1998's Blade, but it's not streaming anywhere, and I was going to have to rent it, so I moved on to other things that are streaming, and maybe I'll go back and watch Blade, and maybe Blade 2, Blade Trinity, you know, 2003's Daredevil, but instead I had to start at X-Men 1 2000, movie review coming on this channel soon. And then I went on to 2003's Ang Lee's Hulk. I just did Raimi Spider-Man and a whole ranking of all my Spider-Man movies recently for Across the Spider-Verse. So, you know, Raimi Spider-Man 2002, Raimi Spider-Man 2 2004. Those ones I'll skip over in the list because I kind of grouped them into Spider-Man. But I'm restarting this list. Might as well. Got nothing better to do, you know. But I'm also a huge Marvel fan, so I was like, you know, restarting. I watched like Iron Man and, you know, all the beginning movies again, and Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Captain Marvel, you know, because that was set back, you know, when Fury was young. So like, I watched those ones and I was like, you know, it just doesn't feel quite the same. Because I grew up watching X-Men and all these movies well before Iron Man, you know, well before 2008, you know, I was growing up and I was seeing these movies all the time. And I loved Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil when I was a kid. It doesn't hold up as well, but I hope to see that movie in Elektra again soon, considering they're both going to be in Deadpool soon. 2004's Punisher's on this list. I don't know if I'll be able to watch that, but hey, right, so far, I started my list with X-Men 2000 and 2003's Ang Lee's Hulk. And that movie, to me, is a banger. You know, and some people ain't like that movie, but I think it holds up, and it holds a special place in my heart, but we'll talk more about that in its own video. And, yeah, we got some great things coming up. We got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning coming up this weekend, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to go see that. We'll have a movie review for that coming out on the channel soon. And then the following week, we have Christopher Nolan back in action from all of his movies. You know, I've never seen Memento or Insomnia or The Prestige, but I have seen the trilogy of the Batmans, bangers. I've seen Inception, crazy movie. Interstellar, also a crazy movie. Dunkirk, I think I've seen, but maybe I'll have to give that another rewatch. And Tenet, maybe I'll have to give another rewatch. The first time I saw Tenet, with just the way that, like, time works, kind of messed with my brain, but maybe I'll have to watch that again for Robert Pattinson and David Washington, because they are great. But I'm going to be having my Barbenheimer double feature coming up soon, you know? Barbie one day, Oppenheimer the next, and it's just crazy that two polar opposite movies. Like, one's about the world blowing up and Robert Oppenheimer's experiences. The other one's about Barbie. You know, like, I just love how different that they could possibly be, but it is what it is. And then in August, we got Blue Beetle coming up. Tom Cruise gave that a good review recently, and I don't want this to end up being like The Flash, where every person that's high level in Hollywood comes out saying it's a great movie and then no one goes to see it. But this one does seem interesting. You know, I don't know much about Blue Beetle, but Jaime Reyes looks like the shit, and George Lopez is in that movie, so that looks funny. And then we got coming up in November, cannot wait for this. This is a new post that came out for Dune Part 2. I'm so hyped for Dune Part 2. You guys have no idea. But stay tuned later this week. Episode 4 of Secret Invasion comes out, and Nick Fury doesn't know what's going on. Is he a Skrull? Is he not a Skrull? Is he married to a Skrull? Does he know he's getting Skrull poontang? I don't know. You guys comment below and let me know. Is he gay? Is he fucking Talos? Who knows? That's been a rumor on the internet going around. But I don't know. I think a lot of things are going to happen in this show, and a lot of things are going to be revealed that are just wild, crazy shit, and Nick Fury is on top of my list for somebody I think who is a Skrull, or potentially one of these Nick Furies we've been seeing is a Skrull. I think there might be two walking around, kind of playing the field, kind of crazy. But, man, so much going on. Comment below, what is your favorite Marvel movie of all time out of all the movies? For me, it's Fantastic Four Stick. No, it's not. But, like, you know, there's movies on this list that, you know, a lot of people don't include in their Marvel timeline. But, like, to me, Ghost Rider was, like, a pinnacle of my childhood. It might not be the best movie, but I fucking loved that movie growing up. Like, just as a kid in probably 2006, 2007, watching that movie, like, I was 7, you know? Like, that's just wild shit. Like, it's just a good time to be a movie fan, and it seems like more and more films from the past are getting, you know, they're coming back. You know, I never thought I was going to see Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man again. 20-something years later, all of a sudden he's back as Spider-Man in Far From Home with my new favorite Spider-Man, Tom Holland, you know? So, like, or No Way Home, sorry. But you get the point. Like, seeing people come back into these roles, like Hugh Jackman, I thought I was for real done with in Logan. You know, I thought he was dead, gone, never coming back. And now he's coming back in Deadpool 3. Like, to me, that is so awesome. Like, I'm so excited for this movie. I wish I didn't get to see him for the first time in his comic book accurate suit through Twitter. But shit happens. Beggars cannot be choosers. And it is what it is. I'm Big Cam. I'll see you guys when I see you guys next Thursday, probably, or Wednesday night. I'll be doing a Secret Invasion video, so stay tuned for that. And I hope all you guys are well and good and find yourselves in good health and staying out of trouble. And go check out some movies. Go check out my Letterboxd in the description below for all my movie reviews. And go check out my reviews and my scores that I'm leaving over there. And I'd love to hear from you guys what movies I should watch next. Should I continue my Marvel rewatch? Should I go dive into some completely other stuff? I just did Indiana Jones recently. I did the Mission Impossible movies recently. So I'm diving back into them, you know? I'm diving headfirst into the movies like I have been my entire life, but now I'm sharing my thoughts on these movies with you people of YouTube and the people of the internet, and trying to find like-minded people and Sucks that Twitter's the way it is, but hey, I'm on Threads too. Check me out on there. Search Big Cam with 2 G's and on pretty much anything and you'll find me. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Be safe, be well. Peace, peace.